This morning on The Dish, Chicago native and acclaimed chef Erick Williams. After honing his skills for more than 2 decades in Chicago's fine dining scene, Williams opened his own space 3 years ago in Hyde Park. His restaurant, Virtue, is Southern-based food with a side of what might best be described as his great-grandmother's hospitality. In Williams' words, making everyone in the room feel special.
Walleye is $130.
Virtue Restaurant is as much a reflection of its diverse and historic Hyde Park neighborhood
Cornbread, share,
as it is its name.
Virtue, by its very definition, is high moral standard. If it's anything I can do to help, let me know. The standard is kindness. The standard is taking care of people. The standard is treating people the way you would want to be treated. I appreciate that. Well, thanks for your support. That's a pretty sick stove.
The first solo endeavor for executive chef and owner Erick Williams.
Fire gumbo green tomato, gumbo green tomato.
It is also a reflection of him.
Look, we're unapologetically black. I can't be anything else. It is definitely who I am, and it is definitely how I'm cooking. However, I'm recognized as a chef, not as a black chef first, as a chef, professional first that happens to be black. And so inflections of who I am should be identifiable in the food that I cook. I need that collard green now, ma'am.
At Virtue, that means Southern cuisine, like chicken and andouille sausage gumbo.
With Carolina gold rice, which creates a really, really interesting texture because it doesn't cook in 10 minutes, and it actually has texture and nutrients.
Braised short ribs with creamed spinach and crushed potatoes.
On your right is a little bit of our gem lettuce salad with kind of an interesting ingredient. We took black-eyed peas and made them the croutons, so they're fried black-eyed peas on the salad.
But as a chef who's trained in Italian and French cooking, Williams sees even more.
There are so many things that show up in Southern food that people identify as Southern food but don't really think about the history or how that may have come about. What we want to do is we want to think about how food can be delicious, how it can be progressive, but how it also preserves the flavor profiles of the South without everything coming immediately out of the fryer.
Like the blackened catfish with Carolina gold rice and barbecue carrots.
This is wonderful. The seasoning on this, it's like a little kick.
Oh, it definitely has a little bit of spice. There's blackening spice on the catfish, and that's what lends to that flavor.
Oh my gosh.
And for dessert, Millie's banana pudding.
Chef Becky Pendola, her grandmother made phenomenal banana pudding, and it's a very nostalgic space for her. So this is a labor of love. So Becky makes the best.
The same can be said for the entire restaurant.
There are a lot of things that go into it, to be perfectly honest, like the idea that I grew up in a home where the china was kept in a china cabinet, but we never ate on it. And at this point in my life, I really want to eat on the china.
From the chintz pattern on that china to homey touches like an array of pillows, everything throughout Virtue is a part of the experience.
These are hose that have been reclaimed from fire trucks that were used to break riots, or as they were called, protests against black people during the civil rights movement.
The artwork in the restaurant helps set the tone.
That is the first piece that was hung.
Woven throughout the space, it is all by African-American artists.
Why is it so important to have a space like this? As you mentioned, it's the food, it's the culture, it's the ownership, it's the art on the wall, it's every aspect of it.
Because in the past, we've seen a lot of other cultures take agency of a culture that's not theirs. At some point, when do we take agency of our own culture and of our own space? And so we want to continue to not just polarize what soul means to us and what Southern means to us, but we want to celebrate it.
Williams grew up on the west side of Chicago, a rough, or what he calls, challenging neighborhood. It was in River North at Chicago's famed restaurant MK where he built his career. Over 2 decades, Williams worked his way up from salad station to celebrated chef and partner.
You should get paid twice when you're at work. You should get paid your check, and then you should get paid through education. And I had a really, really thorough education in that space.
When MK closed, Williams brought some of the philosophies behind it to Virtue, like passing on that education.
So we're gonna do blackened catfish.
serving as a mentor as part of Embark Chicago, a program that provides experience-based learning opportunities to low-income high school students.
Okay, put this down and lay away. I've been in under-resourced communities my entire life, and so I know what it feels like to witness and be privy to resources, and I know what it feels like to be without. We just take a very practical approach, teaching life skills in our everyday practice, and showing the parallels or the life application as to how those things relate. There you go.
Virtue in name and practice.
Let me know when you want to work the fish station. I got a spot for you. There's not a team member here that we wouldn't extend ourselves for, that we didn't make an attempt to extend ourselves for during the pandemic. And every manager and or partner that's a part of this establishment are people that I have relationships with that grew out of our experience in the restaurant and that continue to flourish as a result of the philosophy of taking care of one another. You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, right, we're still in a pandemic. Mm-hmm. We still have challenges that we have to face in the world. We're glad that people can create nostalgic moments in a place that is beginning to feel very, very nostalgic to us.
And a place that has a signature drink that is patience is a virtue. So cheers to Erick Williams, who's done a remarkable job with the space, with the food.
Great story.
Cheers. And I want to say, it really touches everywhere, including signs that are up throughout. I have this sweatshirt because it was so struck by it, but reminding you of all the things that virtue is, and you really do see it throughout the space, in the artwork. Mm-hmm. You walk in there and you just feel like you've stepped into someone's home, and it's so beautifully done. Yeah. Yes, every aspect of it, and delicious.
I can't wait to check this place out the next time in Chicago. And can I just say, the first time Brian Applegate's been in my ear saying drink first.
Drink first, drink
Don't
first.
Don't talk, just drink is with the instruction.
Right.
For the record.
And can I quickly say,
from the control room.
Erick Williams also, by the way, not just virtue within, but within the community, has done so much work there and is such a big part of it. We only showed a small part of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.